U.S. Secretary of State visits private residence of Party General Secretary Nguyen. Trong.
After being shot, Mr. Trump declared he will still hold outdoor campaign rallies.
The shining example of a war veteran.
Hello everyone, you are watching today's news and TV channel. My name is Đăng. Let's get started. On the evening of July 27, U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken visited the government guest house on Thiện Quang Street. He led a delegation from the U.S. President to offer condolences to the family of Party General Secretary Nguyễn Thị Minh Khai.
At the event, Secretary Blinken conveyed the condolences of President Joe Biden to Ms. Ngo Man, the wife of the party General Secretary Nguyen Phu Trong, and the family. Secretary Blinken affirmed that President Biden, the U.S. government, and the American people will always remember and honor the legacy of Party General Secretary Nguyen Phu Trong, with the good feelings and memories about a man who has left a historic imprint on the excellent cooperative relationship between the two countries. Under the vision and leadership of the General Secretary, the friendship and relationship between the two countries have been cultivated and developed strongly and remarkably, reaching the highest level of a comprehensive strategic partnership as today. On behalf of the family, Mrs. Ngo Man expressed her emotions at the kind sentiments of the U.S. side, President Biden, and Secretary Blinken towards the late General Secretary. Mrs. Mann shared that when he was alive, the General Secretary had devoted his attention and efforts to nurturing the Vietnam-U.S. relationship. On this occasion, Mrs. Ngo Man also conveyed her sincere gratitude and best wishes for the health of President Biden, the First Lady, and their family.
Former U.S. President Donald Trump said on July 27 that he plans to keep holding outdoor campaign rallies, even though he recently survived an assassination attempt.
In a social media announcement on July 27, former President Donald Trump stated that the U.S. Secret Service, the protective force for presidential candidates and senior officials, had agreed to increase the agency activities. Trump declared that he will continue to organize outdoor campaign rallies despite warnings from the U.S. Secret Service after Trump was the target of an assassination attempt on July 13 while campaigning in Pennsylvania. After this incident, U.S. Secret Service Director Kimberly Cheatle resigned amid criticism from many members of Congress from both parties. Former President Trump has organized hundreds of outdoor campaign rallies since announcing his candidacy. These rallies take place at airports, stadiums, and other large public venues in order to attract large crowds of supporters.
According to the Gaza health authorities, an Israeli airstrike on a school sheltering Palestinians yesterday killed at least 30 people. Other recent Israeli attacks in the Gaza Strip have also caused many civilian casualties.
The school that was bombed is located in the Deir al-Balah area in central Gaza. Among the casualties are 15 children and 8 women, in addition to over 100 others injured. Meanwhile, the Israeli military claimed that they struck a Hamas command center located at the aforementioned school, which was being used to store weapons and launch attacks against the Israeli military. In the city of Khan Yunis in southern Gaza, Israeli attacks yesterday also killed at least 14 Palestinians. According to statistics from the Gaza health authorities, since the Israel-Hamas conflict began, over 39,000 Palestinians in Gaza have been killed and nearly 91,000 others injured. United Nations officials and humanitarian organizations have accused Israel of using disproportionate force in Gaza and failing to ensure safe shelters for civilians, which Israel has denied.
Coming up next are some updated news.
Over $18 billion in foreign direct investment has been registered in Vietnam in the first 7 months of 2024, with China being the leading partner in terms of the number of new investment projects. According to data from the Foreign Investment Agency, Ministry of Planning and Investment, both newly registered FDI and actual FDI implementation continued to increase compared to the same period last year. The Foreign Investment Agency also noted that in the past 7 months, foreign investors have invested in 18 out of the 21 national economic sectors. The processing and manufacturing industry led in total investment value, followed by the real estate business sector. After real estate, investment capital also flowed into the wholesale and retail trade sector.
From August 1, 2024, the 2023 housing law will officially take effect, making it easier for poor workers to access social housing. Accordingly, the residential condition requirement will no longer be mentioned in the 2023 housing law. People who want to buy social housing only need to meet certain housing and income conditions. In addition to reducing the conditions, the 2023 housing law stipulates that there are 12 groups of beneficiaries for social housing support policies under Article 76. This has added 2 more groups: poor and near-poor households in urban areas, and enterprises, cooperatives, and cooperative unions in industrial parks. Notably, the 2023 housing law also has many preferential regulations on land use fees, land rental, and corporate income tax for social housing project investors.
On July 28, the Ministry of Education and Training announced the official results of the Vietnamese national team competing in the 2024 International Physics Olympiad (IPHO), held in Iran. Accordingly, 5 out of 5 students won medals, including 2 gold medals and 3 silver medals. Specifically, the gold medals were awarded to the Kong and Trong Phi Hung, both 12th grade students from Bac Giang Specialized High School, Bac Giang Province. This year's exam was assessed to be challenging, with theoretical and practical exam content closely linked to real life and modern scientific and technological applications. With 100% of students winning medals, the Vietnamese delegation has achieved an outstanding result.
Although the war is over, war invalids and sick soldiers have returned to their normal lives with their injuries, the revolutionary spirit of the previous generations continues to shine brightly and inspire the next generation. This is also the story of veteran Nguyen Đăng.
Veteran Nguyen Đăng KHOA, born in 1942 in Nam Linh Commune, Nam Dan District. He enlisted in 1964 and was part of the 559th Unit tasked with opening roads and supplying weapons and provisions to the battlefields in the south. At the end of 1968, while carrying out his duties, his unit was bombed, causing him to be injured and permanently blinding him.
When I woke up, my head was completely bandaged, and my eyes only had a faint yellow glow, which gradually faded until I could no longer see anything.
In 2003, Mr. Koa started offering free classes at his home for students, despite returning from the war blind. With passion and love for children, he was eager to impart knowledge to the younger generations. Most of his students were outstanding pupils from local schools. Over the course of 10 years, Mr. Koa opened 11 classes and guided more than 250 students. He was not just a special teacher, he had also served as a cultural and information cadre of Nam Linh Commune for 20 years.
He enthusiastically participates in all cultural and artistic programs of the locality, and also instructs people on how to play musical instruments.
He has devoted a lot of time to self-study and has mastered playing many types of musical instruments to serve the people in the performances. That's why the locals fondly call him the village artist. Even at the age of 83 now, Mr. Koa is still diligently engaged in social work, a responsibility to his comrades and homeland, and the love for his country.
This is the end of the show today. Thank you for watching.